Wait, stop. Right, now before we start the video, I need to apologise about the quality of the sound. Now the problem that we've had is we've had shocking weather. Can you hear that noise? What the flip is that? So we've had mini cyclones in the local town. I'll show you a little bit of an image of that. We've had hardly any sun for about 2 weeks, and we've had a constant blast of wind coming down at about 30 miles an hour with extreme gusts of up to 45 miles an hour. And look at what it has done to my poor beloved banana. And of course the videos we make are seasonal, because gardening is seasonal, and if we don't film them and put them out at a reasonable time, then they can quickly become irrelevant because time marches on. We're up to the next lot of jobs. Anyway, myself and Lorna, we don't care about the wind, we don't care about the rain, so we kept on going out. We tried to find a little bit of a sheltered area in the garden. We carried on making these videos. So while you're watching these videos, just remember that we're trying to do this in ridiculous strong winds. So in the background, all that horrible noise, it's just the wind. We can't do anything about that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we apologise for the terrible sound quality. Well, hello there and welcome to the channel, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about the five mistakes to avoid when planting hydrangeas. And this video is a paid for promotion because we received this fantastic specimen from Suttons, the online supplier of garden plants and seeds, and also suppliers of garden centre seeds. So I'm really pleased with this blue one because I've struggled to find any decent blue coloured hydrangeas this year, so I've had to buy them online, and Sutton's done me proud by sending this one to me for free. Right, the first mistake to avoid is position. Now I see a lot of people planting hydrangeas in full sun, and why wouldn't they? They want to be able to see it, they want to see light on the flowers to get the most out of those blooms, but that is wrong. You need to plant your hydrangeas in a dappled shade. The reason for that is if you plant it in full sun, you can scorch the flowers and scorch the leaves, and if you plant it in full shade, you tend to find you get stretched stems, weak, which weakens them, and then when they put out those big flower heads, they tend to flop, especially if they get some rain on it. So the best place to plant your hydrangea is in dappled shade, something like under a tree like this. Mistake number two, and that is planting it in the wrong kind of soil. Now the best kind of soil for hydrangeas is a almost permanently moist but free drain soil. Now that might sound like an oxymoron, but I'll explain that so it makes a bit more sense. It needs to be permanently damp, because if it's too dry you tend to get a stunted growth and it might not flower. You see this quite a lot. Underperforming hydrangeas is usually when they're planted in a soil that is too dry. Yeah, for example in the sun next to a brick wall. Alright, now the problem, if you put it in a damp soil that's permanently wet and doesn't get to drain away, they're quite susceptible to soil-borne funguses, and they will quickly rot away and perform really badly. So you want to try and get something in between the two, so something that is relatively moist, free draining. So if you've got very wet soils, then consider adding a load of organic matter or grit to try and improve the drainage, or either grow it in a pot or plant it into a raised container so you get that better drainage. We're at mistake number three, and this is a really common mistake. You'll go to the garden centre, you see a lovely blue flowered hydrangea, then you take it home, you plant it in the ground, then next year it's no longer blue, it's gone pink. What's gone wrong? Well, let me tell you, the problem is the soil pH, and that just simply means how acidic or how alkaline the soil is. Now, if you want it to keep being blue, then you need to plant it in an acidic soil, and if you want it to stay pink, then leave it in an alkaline soil. So if you want to keep it blue, you're not sure what soil you've got, don't worry too much about it. Add ericaceous compost around the root ball of your hydrangea, and if you want to, you can also add some of this hydrangea colorant. Now the thing with hydrangea colorant is that it's got aluminium sulfate. there's two important things there. The sulfur in that is going to help create a more acidic conditions because it combines with the water to create sulfuric acid, very tiny. And the other thing is aluminium, and it's the aluminium that the plant needs to create that blue pigment. So there you go, acidity, fancy chemicals. Alright, mistake number 4 is about preparing your soil. Now, hydrangeas are heavy feeders, so they take out a load of nutrients out of the soil. And to keep the plant in good condition and remain green, then you need to make sure it has enough of these nutrients. Now, you could just add a load of liquid soluble fertilizer, but the problem with that is that they tend to just produce a load of leaf and not so much on the flower side. So when you're digging your hole and doing your preparation, add in plenty of blended farm manure, which is rich in nutrition, and that does a fantastic job. Also, after that, over the autumn and winter, put down a mulch of farmyard manure, but don't have the mulch touching the actual stem of the plant, because that can promote rots over the winter and spring. So there you go, plenty of food, but it needs to be the right kind of food to get the most out of your plants. Well, thank you for watching this long, because we are at our final mistake, and that mistake is watering. Now, as I mentioned previously, hydrangeas like to be kept in a relatively moist, permanently moist, well-drained soil. But the trouble is, over the summer, during periods of drought, people tend to forget to water them. And it's vitally important that throughout the year, especially in the first year to 2 years after your initial planting, you make sure that over the summer they do get additional watering. Now, if you've got blue hydrangeas and you don't want them to turn pink, then rather than using tap water, use rainwater, because rainwater is already slightly acidic, whereas at least around here our tap water is alkaline. And that really is kind of it. Now, there are some more things that you can make mistakes doing these, and if you'd like to add those in the comments, we would love to hear from you. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. No, we haven't finished yet. Just want to say a couple of things. I think we got away with the sound. Do you think we got away with the sound? We got away with the sound anyway. I don't think anybody really noticed there was any problems with the wind at all on that. Thank God the weather's improved. Anyway, Blue Danube, otherwise known as Blue Danube, is probably how you're going to really find it in the UK. What a wonderful plant. This is one of the bluest of the blue hydrangeas. It really is one of the best things you can get, and probably will overtake all other blue hydrangeas because of its colour, and also because it has unusually large flowers. Anyway, thank you for Suttons, thank you for watching, and now it really is the end of the video. Goodbye.